Hello everybody and welcome back to Will, A Wonderful World for episode 22. God bless, we made it this far into the series. We actually have double-digit numbers again. Well, not double digits, but you know, the same number twice. 22 and then we had an 11, whatever. Fucking... Anyways, guys, we just got done finding out about some more shit going on in the background. And we are now playing as Willy and we have some new mechanics in the game. Not only do we have these locked letters like this one here, but we also have branching paths. Now that's what I kind of figured this was before, but they didn't confirm it. But now we can click these that have branching paths, and we can click this here, and we can decide which ending we want to go with to go down different paths. It's getting fucking insane, fucking deep. The background music has changed. We got a new letter here for Jimmy and this new letter for Lee Win. But I can't do either of these yet because they're locked to this letter, which is locked with this letter, which is locked with Alicia and Chang Yang Min's letters. This is getting crazy, deep, and confusing, and I'm loving it. Hopefully it doesn't get too far for my little brain, but for now, let's just continue. I think I'm going to start with Alicia's letter rather than Chang Yang Min. Zuko had an exclusive and secretive business app for himself. Returning guests and people who had a referral would contact him directly on the app instead of texting him some ridiculous Morse code to the number on his card. He was good. Even if the targets had somehow learned that Zuko was after them, they would have never be able to guess how they would be eliminated, nor when or where it would happen. He was like a magician. Business was good, but he always referred most of the jobs to his associates. He rarely got his own hands dirty, and he never asked for a cut of the proceedings. He told me that he wasn't doing this for money, but for information. Occasionally he would bring up some stories from the days when he had been working for Ray. A lot of them reminded me of my old days. He'd eventually made too many enemies as well, and struggled for a while after leaving Ray. I'm confused why he's doing this for information. Well, maybe he's got a vendetta against someone and he's trying to figure out some things. I'm not sure. Once he was already too deep into the assassin for pay business, he realized that he had to give it his all to survive. He had also learned that information is more important than your kill count. Wow, can't speak. Thanks to his connections, I was able to learn the identities of the people who had been after me. They were exactly who I thought they would be. Yet, it was practically pointless at this point. Right now, my head was worth quite a fortune. If I ever showed up on the street without a disguise, someone would be gunning for me in no time. I had to move to a new place every 3 months. All the locations were scouted in advance for me by Zuko. He was the only one who always knew where I lived. Currently, my hiding place was at Pitt Street 96. Funny enough, it was only 20 meters away from Pitt Street 99, the home base of the Black Dragon Gang. Interesting. Once I had even stopped Ray from the window, or spotted Ray from the window. I heard that he had become the new big boss of the gang. Zuko not only helped with covering my tracks, he would also take care of me when something else went wrong. Like today. I was lying in bed with bandages on my legs and an ice bag on my head. Zuko put a bowl of hot porridge on the nightstand. I could smell a hint of overcooked rice. Then he sank into the couch and began to peruse the 3-month-old adult magazine that he had brought over. 4 days ago, he gave me 3 big envelopes. He wasn't the kind of person who would lecture me about justice, but he had his moral preferences. He would put his preferred target on top of the pile. The first target was a greedy boss who had been stiffing his workers for 3 years. The second target was a paralyzed rich man who had been depending on his children. Why is he a target? Well, I mean, I guess assassin for hire, so it's not your choice. Whatever, I guess. The third target was the boss of the newest gang recently established in the Bay Road area. I picked the last one, and I'd gotten into an epic battle which had led to this. Don't get me wrong, I was never some kind of vigilante assassin who had the moral high ground either. I had no right to be, nor did I want to. I was merely someone who had no family, no friends, and no reason to live. And being on the edge of life and death was the only thing that could still make me feel alive. I tasted the porridge and fell asleep again. Ring, ring. I seemed to have heard the doorbell ringing, and then I heard the door open. then close. It seemed to be a package delivery. Why were they opening the door? What? Package? Who would send me a package? And who would be walking into your house delivering a package? I sprinted from my bed and yelled out Zuko's name. There was no response. I walked to the door of my arsenal. Every time I moved, I would turn the smallest room into a mini arsenal, enhancing it with a security door with a keypad lock. If you have to do that every 3 months, that's gotta fucking suck. Since I was moving in a few days, I had already packed all my weapons and ammo. There was supposed to be nothing inside the room, but I saw an open delivery box just outside the security door. Oh, they're gonna blow it up. I entered the passcode. I didn't notice that there was someone behind me. Why? Why would you go up to the door? If there's nothing in there, why would you go up to the door? Someone grabbed my neck from behind and choked me. I raised my left hand and stabbed my finger towards the throat of the attacker. He did a backflip and got away from me, landing precisely on the window ledge. I'm sorry, that's just funny. His lowered baseball cap covered most of his face, so I could only tell that it was a slim-fit young man. You're indeed as good as they say. No matter. My mission is done anyway. See you never. I guess it's just a bomb. The weird-sounding boy left me with his final word, jumped off the ledge, and disappeared. I had more important matters at hand than going after him. I went back to the security door. It didn't open, even though I had entered the passcode. Oh, maybe it's a jammer. The only explanation was that Zuko had locked the door from the inside. He must still be in... What? Why is he in the armory? I'm confused. Why would he do that? Why is he in... Boom! That's why. Zuko, you asshole! An enormous force blew the door off of its hinges, twisted it, and tore it into a million burning pieces, flying towards me. You were standing right next to the door, so you're dead. You're dead. Zuko was flying in the air along with all of the debris. You're dead too. You're dead too. You were standing right next to the fucking package. His neck was bent at an inconceivable angle due to the explosion. I would have thought that it would have torn him apart, really. How are you still... How did you live? You were literally standing right next to the bomb and he was on the other side of the door. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I'm still so confused with Alicia's letters. It's fucking with me. When I finally woke up in the ICU, I realized that my left arm and both of my legs were gone. I knew that I probably didn't have much time left, yet the doctor still bluntly told me the other piece of news. The man that had been found at the scene with me was already dead when the ambulance arrived, while his neck was kind of snapped. Strangely enough, when the doctor said, "I'm sorry for your loss," I wasn't really feeling too much loss. Alicia. Interesting, I'm already confused on her end. Ooh, yawning, sorry about that. I sat in my seat opposite the bathroom. The office felt empty. Officer Ji Yeon was still in the hospital. Lieutenant Kang had been sent to a detention center, and I couldn't find out where. And Officer Min Jun, I would never be able to see him again. So I was the only one left in Unit 4. Officer Min Jun had been murdered. His case had been turned over to the Superior Investigation Agency, with Unit 3 assisting. Yesterday, people from Unit 3 had come over and taken everything that belonged to Lieutenant Kang. Fortunately, I had been prepared in advance. I had made copies of some of Lieutenant Kang's case files and reports. I also kept the red folder with files on Unit 2. The files and reports were mostly about the cases that Unit 4 had solved. Nothing too important in there. Although I did read a lot of familiar words in his reports. My words. What? I finally understood why he had always told me to write longer reports. He probably had not just copied my reports. Looked like he had also done the same to reports written by Officer Min Jun and Officer Ji Yeon. I shook my head, put them away, and opened the red folder. I'm a little confused, but okay. I'm just confused how in his reports of the cases that Unit 4 solved, there's Chang's words. That doesn't make any sense because Unit 4 was before Chang even became part of the Force. So that's okay. I don't know what's going on there. After they had taken Lieutenant Kang into custody, I had read everything in the folder multiple times. I had learned that Lieutenant Kang had been the only surviving member of the old Unit 2. Unit 2, that's what I'm thinking of, not Unit 4. Unit 2. I feel like an idiot. I'm an idiot. Just tell me right now. Say it down in the comments. I'm an idiot. Lone Vagabond is an idiot. The files in the folder had records of the details of Operation White Bay, which had been infiltrated by the previous police major. They also included every mission that Unit 2 had been involved with. Every mission had been a success, except the last one, codenamed W620. It was during that mission that almost the entire unit had been taken out. Lieutenant Kang must have been reading these files as a memorial to his former colleagues. I could still remember him crying when I saw him looking at the documents. I could also remember Officer Min Jun telling me awkward military jokes while he was reading an encyclopedia of firearms. It almost felt like everything had only happened just yesterday. I had fought so hard to be a proud member of Unit 4. I thought I would have a chance to spar with Lieutenant Kang every once in a while. I thought I'd be listening to Officer Min Jun's war stories that had happened a long time ago on some distant islands. I thought that one day I would be fighting side by side with the three of them, all in the name of justice. It had never occurred to me that that day would never come. It had been 3 days since Officer Min Jun was murdered, rather. I heard that they had found an unregistered Glock 43 in Lieutenant Kang's home. They had also found his fingerprints on the gun, and the barrel matched with the rifling twist patterns they had found on the bullet inside Officer Min Jun's body. The time of death had been determined to be noon of the day when we found his body. It happened to be the time when we had finished taking a drug dealer's statements, and Lieutenant Kang had just left the station a little while earlier. However, Lieutenant Kang had offered no alibi for himself. How could Lieutenant Kang have possibly done something like this? I'm assuming maybe Officer Min Jun had done something. Maybe Officer Min Jun was corrupt as well, dealing with the gangs, or with gangs in the past, whatever Lieutenant Kang's past was. So he had to kill him. Maybe he was becoming friends with the other gang and he wanted to kill him. But I don't know. It seems like he knew he was going to get caught. So why did he kill Officer Min Jun? That's what I don't understand. There must have been something he couldn't reveal. If only I could find out where he had been during that time. So far, that was all of the information that I had learned about the case. Or maybe he wasn't there. Okay, I didn't even think about that. But if it really was him that did kill him, then why? I tried seeking out Lieutenant Kim multiple times, expressing my wish to help out as much as I could with the case. Although I knew that being a member of Lieutenant Kang's unit, as well as the teammate of Officer Min Jun, I didn't have any right to be included. But as long as I could help Lieutenant Kang, I was willing to do anything, no matter what. However, Lieutenant Kim had only handed me all of the inconsequential chores of Unit 3. He wouldn't even tell me where Lieutenant Kang was being held. I was afraid that as far as they were concerned, still allowing me to come to the station was already special treatment for me. I couldn't wait any longer. I'd made a decision. I was typing on the keyboard while peeking at the makeup mirror on Officer Ji-yeon's desk. I saw through the mirror that someone from Unit 3 had just entered a 4-digit passcode to open their safe. In the Criminal Investigation Division, every unit had their own safe to temporarily keep classified documents. As Lieutenant Kang's case was still under investigation, there must be relevant documents inside Unit 3's safe. Stealing classified documents would be something that was beyond rule-breaking. If I got caught, I didn't even know what kind of punishment would be waiting for me. You'd be going to jail. Yeah, you'd definitely be going to jail for a long ass time. But as soon as I remembered Officer Min Jun's death and Lieutenant Kang being framed, I knew it was something that I had to do. This would be my justice. But maybe he's not being framed. I mean, I would really hope that he did get framed and he didn't kill Officer Min Jun, but if he's not being framed, then you're doing this for nil. 7 p.m. The last person in Unit 3's office wing, Lieutenant Kim, had finally left. I stayed in my seat and kept typing on my keyboard for another 5 minutes. I didn't stop until I made sure the entire floor had no other people, and then I walked over to the safe of Unit 3. There was a basket of candies on top of the safe. I opened the door. There was nothing inside. There was nothing in the safe. Lieutenant Kim had opened the safe earlier before he left. Maybe he had taken everything inside with him? I went back to my seat, defeated. What else could I do to help Lieutenant Kang? Who else could help me now? ... Oh, right. I should go see Officer Ji-yeon. I hurried to the hospital, but I didn't get to see her. The nurse told me that she had checked out and left the hospital earlier that day. But I didn't have any phone number that I could contact her with. Damn it. Was there nothing else I could do? Please, Buddha. Please guide me. What should I do? Chang Gyong Min. Well, buddy old pal, I don't know what to tell you. Ooh, wow, things could be very different here. Whoa, okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna put this over here. I entered the passcode and I opened the door. That's it. There was nothing inside. Didn't notice there was someone behind me. Okay, so what's his face? Zuko's not gonna get injured. But dang, I don't know what's gonna happen. There was a stack of files in the safe. I quickly flipped through them. They were exactly what I had been looking for. But before I could find out where the lieutenant was being held, I heard somebody walking in my direction. I quietly closed the safe, hid the files under my jacket, and snuck into the bathroom. In the men's bathroom, there was a stall that had a window to the outside. Okay, that's a bit odd, but okay. It wasn't too big, but it was enough for an adult like me to climb out. And the back door of the station was not far away from the outside of the window. I opened the door to the stall and stepped on the toilet lid when I heard a deafening scream. What? Meow. I let out a scream myself and fell to the floor. The bathroom door opened. The person who had just come in was no other than Lieutenant Kim. Why did he meow? For a moment, I even suspected that he had seen through my plan to steal the files the whole time. Lieutenant Kim pulled me up from the floor and took the files away from me. Wait, why did he meow at me, first off? Second off, what? How did he know? Then he said in a lowered voice, "For the sake of us having worked together for a while, I won't tell anyone about what happened today." Well, thanks. I'm assuming that's because you're doing something illegal. I thought Lieutenant Kim would be saying this in an accusatory tone. When I looked up at his face, I realized that he was actually smiling. It's because he's doing something illegal, and he's thinking that it's funny that I try to do something illegal. Why would he be smiling? I couldn't figure out what he was thinking. All I could feel was a chill down my spine. That's what I'm thinking, man. I don't know. I'm thinking he's doing something illegal. I don't know. Zuko grabbed me from behind and dragged me away from the door. Okay, good. It is Zuko behind me this time. Sweet. Oh my god, that actually gave me a jump scare. An enormous force blew the door off its hinges, twisted it, and tore it into a million burning pieces, flying towards me. So this is, I'm assuming, going to be an S-rank ending for both of them. Zuko blocked most of the debris from me. His body had become almost unrecognizable. Oh, damn, he still died. He was holding my hand so tight when he died. Zuko was gone. There was no funeral. A couple of his body handlers took care of everything. Body handlers. I'm assuming that's just people part of the gang that deal with bodies. Blue tracksuits, white gloves, black backpacks, and a dark SUV. Okay, yep, that's what I thought. During the night of the full moon, a few days later, I opened my fist and examined my palm under the moonlight. Zuko had given me one last small present. He had been hiding it in his hand before stuffing it into mine when he died. It was a small metal part that he had taken off the baseball boy's bomb. It probably had a serial number. Oh, things went well for her, but not for him. Okay, what if I just literally swap those around? Will that make a difference? It's making a difference. Okay, I don't know what that means. I don't know how things are going to change for him, but they're going to be better. Oh. What? Before I even tried to enter a passcode, the door of the safe opened by itself. There was nothing but a note inside. It read, "Mind your own business." That's funny. I went back to my seat, defeated. What else could I do to help Lieutenant Kang? Who else could help me now? Oh, right. I should go see Officer Ji Yeon. But how did he know about me? How did he know that I was going to be going into there? That's interesting. Or maybe he just does it in general. Like, after he takes everything out, puts that in there just in case somebody does break in. I don't know. I didn't have a phone number. Damn it, there's nothing else I could do. Okay. Bad ending for him, too. So, hang on. Let me go out here. So, these letters are unlocked again. I'm not going to do them in this episode, but I'm going to leave this here because we can do X endings now. We don't have to have S rank endings for everything. We don't need that to advance through the game. We have an S rank ending for Alicia that opened these letters. That's all that matters. So I'm going to do those in the next episode. Wow. Okay, so there's some weird shit going on in Alicia's realm. I don't know how she got hurt in the first place. Zuko was on the inside. and she was on the outside. Oh, wait, you know what? This just occurred to me, and maybe this occurred to you guys right away. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but I'm thinking Zuko took the bomb out of the package because she said it was open sitting in front of the door. And if Zuko was already inside and had locked it from the inside, didn't want her to open the door, maybe he did that. He sacrificed himself for her. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened. That makes sense to me. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, please hit that like button down below. It helps me out. Lets me know that people are liking the content that I'm bringing out to you guys. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.